Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we are going to see one of the coding skills problem, which is nothing but the linear and binary search techniques. Okay, observe the problem statement guys, and then we will apply the linear and binary search technique. Observe the problem statement. You will be given an array and you need to check whether a specific element is present in it or not. You need to apply the linear and binary search techniques. Okay, observe, this is the given array and I want to check whether the element 50 is available in this list or not. Yes, the 50 is available, right? So I need to put a message as element found. For example, see this. If I want to check an element 100, it is not available in this list, right? So I need to give a message that element is not found in the list. Okay. There is a major difference between linear and binary search. We will go for binary search for optimal performance. Okay. Now let's see when to use the linear search and what would be its time complexity. Okay, hold a minute. The linear search, right? In linear search, what would happen means all the elements would be searched linearly, means one by one elements will be compared and it will be checked against the search element whether that match is found or not. See this example. The example, I am having elements like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. Okay, now what I need to do, I want to search the element called, for example, I want to search an element called 50. Now what would happen means from the starting of this array, now see, this would be compared with 50. Is it equal to 50? No. Now 20 would be compared with 50. Is it equal to 50? No. 30 would be equal to 50? No. 40 would be equal to 50? No. Is 50 is equal to 50? Yes, the 50 is equal to 50. Whenever the match found, it breaks out the comparisons and it gives us a message that element found. Okay. Now, if this is a scenario that you traversed a complete list, but you can't able to find a match, then in that case, you will give a message that element is not found on the list. See what is happening here? One by one, the elements will be checked, right? So linearly, the elements will be checked one by one, which means if there are n elements are available, for worst case means for a worst case scenario, your algorithm will take a complexity of big O of n. Okay, which means you need to take n comparisons. Okay, that is the disadvantage of the linear search. Now let's go for the binary search. Now let's go for the binary search then. Okay, binary search here. See what would happen in the binary search means first you need to sort the array and then you need to go for the searching technique. Okay, see, let me take a sorted one. Okay, you need to sort it. Okay, anyway you need to sort it, then only you go for binary search. Yes, you have taken an array like this. For example, you want to search an element called 50. Okay, what you need to do means every time based on the mid value you need to break your array into two parts: left array and the right array and the mid value. Okay, if your value is greater than the element present at mid, then you go for the right array. If your search element is less than the element present at the mid value, then you go for the left array. Okay, and you take this array again and repeat this process. And you repeat this process again. For example, see here, in this way of breaking the array into two groups recursively, right? Progressively you are breaking the array into two parts, right? At every moment you are choosing only one part, either right part or left part. By doing this, unnecessary comparisons would be reduced, right? Let's see this example so that it would be more clear. Now take the variables low and high. Okay, see, low variable will point to this starting index and high variable will point to the end index. See, 0th index, first index, second, third, 4, 5 and 5 and then 6. So high will point to the index 6. Now you need to calculate the mid value. Mid index is nothing but low plus high by 2. 0 plus 6 by 2, 3. Yes, you got the mid value as 40. Now I want to search an element 50, right? So you need to take only the right array of it. Don't consider the left array. Means what? The remaining elements you need to check is 50, 60, 70 only. No need to take the left array. This would be reduced. Okay. Now out of it, if you are going for the right side, you need to change the low value, right? Low value would be changed to mid plus 1, means 3 plus 1, 4. Okay. Now see here, this is the fourth index, this is the fifth index, and this is the sixth index, right? Now again compute mid value, low plus high by 2. 6 plus 4 by 2, it would be 5. Now the element present at this index is 60. Now the search element present here is less than it, right? So go for only left subarray. No need to take the right subarray. Means what? The left subarray available for it is only 50, right? And when you go for the left thing, you need to modify the high value to mid minus 1. Means mid value is 5. 5 minus 1. Mid value would become as high value would become as mid minus 1. 5 minus 1, 4. Now again compute the mid value. Low plus high by 2. 4 plus 4, 8 by 2 means mid value would be 4. Now which is nothing but the index is 4, right? You got the value here, match here. So once you got the match, you can give a message that element is present in the list. So by doing like this, the unnecessary comparisons would be reduced, right? Every time you are going for only one part, either left part or right part, unnecessary comparisons would be reduced. Okay. Now let's see here how to do this programmatically. Now first thing is what? I need to take an array, right? For that, let me take a variable called size, and then let me take an array. Let me take an array ARR of having a capacity 100. Now let me ask the user to give it the size. Okay. Printf enter size of array. User will give a size, right? The size of the array will be given by the user. Yes, I need to read the size. Now let me scanf. Okay, let me read it. Scanf percentage d ampersand of size. With this, what would happen? The size would be read by the user. Yes. Now what I need to take? Whatever those many elements given by the user does need to be stored into an array, right? Let me take index. Okay. Here see. Let me give a message that printf enter array elements. Array elements would be given by the user. Okay. Array elements. Once the array elements has been given, I need to read it, right? See, for index equal to 0 and index would be less than size and index plus plus. Yes, index plus plus. That's done. Now I need to read it. For that, I need to use a scanf function. Scanf percentage d ampersand of array of index. With this, the reading part has been done, right? The reading part has been done. Now for our understanding, let me print it out. Okay. Let me see what would the array elements also. Now see here. Enter, right? Here, let me give like this. Original array, right? Original array elements that we have taken are for every index starting from the 0 until and you print it. Print of percentage d backslash t. Let me give a tab space and then print that element. Once you printed all those elements, let me print a backslash n so that you will go to a new line. Okay, that's it. Now it's time to ask the user to give a search element, right? Let me take the search element, SAELE. Okay, search element. Okay. Now let me take it here. What I need to do? I need to ask the user, right? Search element. Printf. Let me here take it here. Enter the search element. Your search element has been taken here. Once the search element has been taken, you need to read it, right? Scanf percentage d ampersand of search element. Yes, you have taken the search element. You have read it into the search element, this variable. Now it's time to check whether it is present in it or not. In order to get it, let me take the status value initially to 0. If a matching has been done, I will modify the status value to 1. Okay. Before that, see, for every index, right? For index equal to 0, index is less than size, index plus plus. Now what I need to do? I need to get the element, right? See, array of index means the element present at that index is equal to the search element or not. If the element present at that index is equal to the search element, then in that case, I will modify my status to 1 and I will quickly break my loop. Right? It indicates status equal to 1 indicates a matching has been done. Okay. Now at last, let me print out the result. If the status equal to 1, let me give a message as element found. Okay, element found. Now if you got the status as 0 only, if nothing has been modified to the status, then in that case you can give a message that element not found. Okay, let me copy out this message and paste it here, element not found. And in this way you can apply the linear search technique. Let me run it out and check it. Yeah, here I need to take a bracket, right? Yes, then it would be clear. Let me execute. Hold a minute. Let me execute here. Yeah, you can see the size of an array. Let me take the size of an array as 7. Let me give the elements as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. You can able to see the original array, and it was asking the element to search, right? I am giving the search element as 50 for example. You can able to get a message as element found. Similarly, let me execute one more time. Now see here, the size is 5 for example, and the elements are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. And for example, I want to search an element called 100. 100 is not available in the list, right? So we will get a message that element is not found. Okay, this is the way to apply the linear search. Similarly, let's see the technique to apply the binary search also. And up to this, the entire code would be same. See, reading the size, entering the data into it, and printing the content. Now let's see, for the remaining things, what we need to take means, I need to take two values, the low and a high value, right? Now let's see here. Let me remove out all this content. This is a linear search technique, right? Let me remove it and let me apply this technique here. Low would be 0 and high would point to the last index. It's done. Now while I is less than j means what? While low is less than j, let me take it like this. While low is less than or equal to high index, what you need to do? You need to get the mid value all the time, right? Mid equal to, let me take the mid also so that it would be clear. Mid value, and mid value would be what? Low plus high by 2. Yes, you computed the mid value. Once you're done with the mid value, you need to check if the element present at that mid is equal to the search element. If the element present at that equal to the search element, in that case you make the status value to 1 and completely break the loop. What happens if it is not present means, what happens if it is present in the right hand side, right? Right hand side of the mid, then in that case the element to search is present at right hand side, right? The element to we need to search is present at the right hand side of the mid, array of mid. If it is present on the right hand side of the mid, then simply you need to modify the low value, right? You need to simply modify the low value to mid plus 1. That's it. And what happens if the element to be searched is present in the left array, left subarray, right? If it is present in the left subarray, then you need to modify the high value. High value would be modified to mid minus 1. By doing like this, you can able to implement this logic, right? The binary search logic, the based on status value. If the status is 1, the element would be found. If the status is not 1, then element would not be found, right? Then you need to observe one more point, that in order to apply the binary search, the array need to be sorted, right? Let me apply the selection sort here. Okay, before going to apply this binary search technique, let me apply the selection sort to the elements available, and then we will take it out. Okay, hold a minute. Let me save this. I need to apply the sorting, right? Okay, this is the elements that we read, right? And the original elements has been printed here. Now let me take a comment over here and let me put it as selection sort for array. Okay, we need to apply the selection sort for array. Now let me tell you the logic for the selection sort. Selection sort is quite simple, guys. Let me explain you the logic. Let me take the array like this. For example, if you are having array like 40, 30, 20, 10 and 50, first after every iteration, the first minimum element would be placed in a correct position. See, 40 will be compared with this like all the elements, and the minimum element available here is the 10, right? So those will be swapped. 10, 30 would be as it is, 20 would be same, 10 would be here and 50. Yes, yeah, 40 would be here, swapped. 10 would be in the right position. Now your task is to get the right position for this. So 20 is the next minimum, right? So those two will be swapped out, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now check it out. Correct position for 30, correct, 40 position is correct, 50 position is correct. So this is the final sorted list we can able to get. Okay. Now let's apply the sorted list. Let's apply the selection sort. Okay. Hold a minute. This was the original array available, and then we will apply the selection sort here. For that, let me take some variables. Okay. We need to iterate over two loops, right? I and j. Let me take like them and see here. Here for I equal to 0, and then I is less than the size minus 1, I plus plus you need to go. Once you're going like this, now what you need to do, first you need to take a position, right? Let me take like this. Every time the position will vary, right? For the first time, the position you need to set up is 1. The second time you need to get the right position for the second element, third element, like this. For that, let me take the position, and the position is holding I value. And I need to take one more loop to for comparison with remaining elements, right? Now j will start from I plus 1, and j will traverse up to the size and j plus plus, right? It's an inner loop. And here we need to compare, right? See, if array of the position means what are the element present at that position is greater than what are the elements, right, of j, then in that case you need to make your position as j. Okay, position as j means what is the minimum position is nothing but j, right? You can able to get that at the position j a minimum element is situated. Now at last, after traversing this one, you will end up with the minimum position, right? And ultimately what you need to do, you need to swap the element present at the first index position and then the minimum position. Okay, now let me tell you here. See, if the position is not equal to I, means if both are not same, in that case you need to swap, right? For swap, let me take a temporary variable also, temp. Yes, I had taken it. Now temp equal to array of I. Yes, I have taken it. Now array of I would be what? Array of I would be array of position. And then what? Hold a minute. Yeah. Array of position. Now array of position would be what? Array of position would be temp. Now by implementing this logic, it will be swapped out. Once all the swappings has been completed, you can end up with a final list, which is nothing but the sorted list. Okay. Let me copy and print out. Okay. Sorted list. See, sorted original list. Okay, sorted original array elements. We are going to print it out. Now let me save this code and let me execute. Okay, hold a minute. Yeah, in order to keep the comment, it was this one. Okay, not hash symbol. In Python we will use hash symbol. Okay, now see here what went wrong. I need to put a semicolon over here. That's good. And let me check it out. Yes, it was executing. Let me give the size. Okay, for example, let me give the size as 5. Elements are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Can you able to see? Hold a minute. For a better understanding, I will give the random numbers. Okay, not at the sorted list. Okay, 5 elements I will take. Let it be 20, 40, 10, 30 and then 50, right? These are all my elements. Once you can see, these are the original elements, and by applying the selection sort, this original array will be sorted out. Once it got sorted out, I can apply the searching technique, right, binary search technique, and I want to search an element called, for example, 50. Can you able to see? Element is found in the array. Now let me execute one more time. See here, the size is 5, elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, right? Similarly, this sorted array would be the same also. I want to search an element called 100. It's not available in the array. That's why I'm getting a message of element not found. In order to apply the binary search, first you need to apply the sorting technique to your array. So this is a sorting technique applied. Once the sorting technique done, the binary search technique can be applied so that it would reduce the number of comparisons and it will tell you the optimal search. Okay. In this way, you can apply the searching techniques on a given array using the linear and the binary search. Thanks for watching, guys. This is all about today's session. Please do like and subscribe to our channel for more videos.